Good morning, students. Today our next topic is mathematical deduction of center of mass of system of two particles. Means we will derive mathematically the expression for center of mass of two particle system. Clear? In that, first of all, let us consider a system of two particles of mass m1 and m2. Let r1 and r2 be the position vector of the particles, with respect to the origin of coordinate axis. Like this, if we are taking this coordinate frame x coordinate and y coordinate, then this is origin of that coordinate frame. Let the particle A, whose mass is m1, whose position vector is r1 with respect to the origin, and particle B, whose mass is m2 and position vector is r2 with respect to the origin. Clear? Now take the forces acting on these two particles by each other. Let us, m1 experiences a force F21, means 1 ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ force ਲੱਗੀ 2 ਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ, means second mass ਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ, due to mass m2. Similarly, let m2 experiences a force F12, means 1 ਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ force ਲੱਗੀ ਹੈ 2 ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ, due to mass m1. Clear? Now according to Newton's second law of motion, we know that, according to third law of motion, every action has equal and opposite direction, means forces will be equal and opposite, means F12 force will be equal to minus of F21 force, or we can say that F12 plus F21 will be equal to 0. This is equation number 1. Now let small f1 and f2, these are the external forces acting on the two particles, means F1 is force acting on m1 mass and F2 force is acting on m2 mass. Clear? Now according to second law, again, the rate of change of momentum is equal to the force experienced by the particles, means if we are taking dp1 by dt, means rate of change of momentum of particle first, then it will be equal to total force experienced by particle m1. Similarly, we will take second, let dp2 by dt, this will be the total force experienced by m2. Clear? Now dp1 by dt will be equal to, ਹੁਣ ਫਸਟ ਵਾਲੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪਾਰਟੀਕਲ m1 ਉੱਤੇ ਕਿਹੜੀ ਕਿਹੜੀ ਫੋਰਸ ਲੱਗ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਫਸਟ ਇਜ਼ F21 2 ਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ 1 ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ, then external force is F1. Similarly, dp2 by dt will be equal to F12 plus F2. Clear? Now this momentum, we know that it is m and v, product of mass and velocity. So if p1 it will be m1 v1, if p2 it will be m2 v2. Now we will put the value, d by dt of m1 v1 will be equal to F21 plus F1, then d by dt of m2 v2, means in this equation number, this one, it will be F12 plus F2. Clear? Now we will take this as equation number 2 and this as equation number 3. Now by adding 2 and 3, we will add 2 and 3. In equation number 2 and 3, we will add these equations. It will be d by dt of m1 b1 plus d by dt of m2 v2 it will be equal to both forces F21 plus F1 plus F12 plus F2. Clear? Now we know that in equation number 1 we have taken F21 plus F12 is equal to 0. So this equation, this term will become 0. Only this will, we will get this term d by dt of m1 b1 plus d by dt of m2 v2 is equal to f1 plus f2. Clear? Now total applied force of the system. Now this F1 and F2. F1 force was external force applied on the particle M1 and F2 was the external force acting on the particle M2. Now it means this is the total force acting on the system. So we can say that F1 plus F2 is equal to F total. Clear? Now we will put d by dt M1 B1 plus, now we will take d by dt of common from this both terms. Clear? So m1 b2 total, this term we will get, which is equal to f total. Take this term as star. Now we know that velocity b1, it will be in terms of position vector dr1 by dt, because velocity is equal to distance or displacement over time. So now here b1 velocity will be, we are having a position vector r1 for first particle, r2 for second particle. So according to that we will take these velocity. Now put these velocities in equation number star. This. So d by dt of m1 dr1 by dt plus m2 dr2 by dt is equal to f total. Now we will again take common d by dt from both terms. It will become d square by dt square m1 r1 plus m2 r2 is equal to f total. Clear? Now in next question further we will multiplying both side by m1 plus m2. Multiply by m1 plus m2 on both side. So it will become m1 plus m2 d square by dt square m1 r1 plus m2 r2 is equal to f total null m1 plus m2. Now take this m1 plus m2 to in the denominator from in the left side. So it will be m1 plus m2 d square by dt square m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 divided by m1 plus m2, and in the left side we will get only f total. Now we can put this term a single term. Already we know that when we have done in the first topic center of mass of two particle system, there we get that r is equal to this, means center of mass, coordinates of center of mass is this. So we can put the value t square by dt square into r, which is equal to f total, where r is equal to m1 r1 plus m2 r2 divided by m1 plus m2. It will be the position vector of center of mass. Now next is motion of center of mass. We will study about the motion of center of mass. Now consider in this we are taking n particles of masses m1, m2 up to so on mn. Clear? And their position vector r1, r2 and up to so on rn with the position vector with respect to the coordinate axis. Now the capital R will be the position vector of, already we have proved it, position vector of center of mass. Position vector of center of mass of the system. So we know that R will be equal to m1 r1 plus m2 r2 up to so on mn rn divided by m1 plus m2 up to so on mn. Clear? So let total mass m1 plus m2 plus m3 up to so on mn, it will be equal to m, total mass of the system. Total mass of system we are taking it as. So R will become m1 r1 plus m2 r2 up to so on mn rn divided by capital M. Clear? Now we will take this capital M towards left hand side. It will be mr, which is equal to mr1 plus m2 r2, sorry, here it will m1 r1 and mn rn, differentiating both sides by time. With respect to time, we will differentiate both sides with respect to time, because we are discussing about motion. So for motion we required acceleration. Clear? Now md by dt of r, because mass will be constant, so it will come outside the differentiation, which is equal to m1 again d by dt of r1 plus m2 d by dt of r2 up to so on mn drn by dt. Clear? Now dr by dt will be velocity of the center of mass. We will take it as capital M, capital V, sorry, m1 small v1, m2 v2 up to so on mn vn. Now again differentiate. It will become m d by dt of b is equal to m1 d b1 by dt, m2 dv2 by dt up to so on mn dvn by dt. Clear? Now again this dv by dt will become acceleration. We will take it as acceleration of center of mass. We will take it as a capital A, m1 a1 m2 a2 up to so on mn an. Clear? Now this m and a, according to second law of motion, F is equal to ma. So if m1 and a1, so it will be the force F1. So we can say that it will be F1, it will be F2 up to so on Fn. F1, F2, F3 up to so on Fn, it will be the total force acting on the system. So ma is equal to F total. So for system, for any system, we can say that F total is equal to F internal force plus F external force. Now in internally, every particle will apply any other force to the other particle. It means all the forces will be cancelled out due to the Newton's third law. If one particle is applying the force on second particle, second will also apply equal and opposite force on the first particle. So all the internal forces will vanish. So we can say that F total will be equal to F external, or we can say that ma is equal to F external. Or we can say that by the force, total force acting on the system, this center of mass will be moved. Or this implies that center of mass of system of particle moves as if all the masses of the system was concentrated at the center of mass and all the external forces acting on the system were applied directly to that point. Means center of mass सिर्फ उदों ही मूव करूगा, ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਾਂਗੇ ਵੀ ਉਦੋਂ ਹੀ मूव कर ਰਿਹਾ जद सारे पार्टिकल ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਰਾ ਮਾਸ ਆ ਉਹ ਸੈਂਟਰ ਆਫ ਮਾਸ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਕੰਸਨਟ੍ਰੇਟਡ ਹੈ ਐਂਡ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਫੋਰਸਸ ਉਹੀ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਲੱਗ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਦੈਨ ਓਨਲੀ the center of mass will be moved. Clear? This was all about center of mass of a motion of center of mass. Clear? Next topic we will do in next.